Hey guys, happy Saturday. This is Daryl. I'm going to go over this one more time for the people that aren't paying attention. All right, two articles of impeachment. These are the facts, just the facts. We're not talking about how the Republicans are complaining that everything's secretive and rushed and how it's a hoax and a witch hunt. How about we just get to the facts, okay? There's two charges. One of obstructing Congress, obstructing justice, and the other one is using his office for his own personal gain by bribing or coercing the Ukrainian president and pulling the Ukrainian president into the 2020 election by trying to dig up dirt or just saying that he's investigating his opponent in the 2020 election. Okay, on obstructing justice in Congress. He's admitted to these things are admitted. He admitted to these things. His aides, all of his people admit to this readily. He ordered them to disobey, to ignore a subpoena to appear by Congress. He's ordered not to hand over any evidence. Okay, this is obstructing justice. This is obstructing an investigation. He has to follow the law, even if he's the president. His people have to follow the law. They're not the president. They have to follow. If they're subpoenaed by Congress or an investigation, they have to go. If I was subpoenaed by the court and I didn't show up, I would be in jail. That's how it works. Our politicians are not above the law. I don't care who you are. As an example, okay, if I get pulled over by a cop, and the cop says, I have reason to believe there's drugs in the car. I'd like to search your car. I can't say, oh, witch hunt, hoax, and then hit the gas and take off. No, that would end up with me serving time on a felony. And I wouldn't do that. The only reason I would do that is if I actually was guilty and had drugs in the car. Then I might do that. If I wasn't guilty, I'd say, sure, search the car. I don't give a fuck. Do your job. I'm happy you're doing your job. So why doesn't Trump just say, okay, well, I'll go along with the subpoena. I'll go to your investigation. And then, if they're wrong, if it's a witch hunt, they're going to look like idiots. Why not? That would just prove your point. Case over. Done. Wash your hands of it. But no. He's doing what guilty people do, and he's ignoring a subpoena. If I ignored a subpoena, I would go to jail. Trump, and especially, or not just Trump, but his employees are not above the law. This is obstructing justice. It's clear cut. You can't even argue that. All right, now let's go to the other one. Trump has readily admitted, and bragged that he did it good by going to the Ukrainian president. The Ukrainian president, we've all heard that, we've seen the transcripts of the 2 or 3 conversations. His own employees, his own aides, his own ambassadors have testified what they heard and how uncomfortable and wrong they knew it was. His generals have resigned because they knew it was wrong. The Ukrainian president asks about help and about a visit to the White House. And Trump says, well, we'd like a favor from you first. We want your help in investigation. All this stuff happened in America. And the trip to the White House. I didn't even really know much about this, but the Ukrainian president wanted so badly to be, why I have no idea, but he wanted a visit to the White House. And that was a big part of it. Trump was holding back this visit to the White House until, and this is funny, because it's not an investigation Trump wanted. Trump wanted the Ukrainian president to say these words: we're opening investigation. Trump's own people heard him specifically say that he just wants the Ukrainian president to publicly say that sentence, those words. That's it. He doesn't want an actual investigation. Why? Because the investigation wouldn't show anything and it'd be a bust. But if he could just get the Ukrainian president to say that sentence, to say those words, then he could spin it, just like he spun the whole Hillary email thing. Let's talk about the Hillary email thing. Can any of you tell me what the email said? What did they say? Does anybody know who they were to, where they were from, what they were about, these supposed emails? No. That's because it's the same situation. Trump found this little situation and blew it up and spun it and exaggerated it and lied to it, and his supporters just ate it right up. And then next thing you know, you've got the whole country yelling, lock her up, lock her up. And she's a fucking she's a grandmother in New York, upstate New York. Lock her up. I still don't get it, man, for the life of me. And let's not even get into this deep state nonsense. Who's Trump's own investigator general and attorney general have had to admit that the deep state doesn't even exist. There's no evidence that there is a deep state. His own investigator general has said that we're going to have to, there's nothing here. So, yeah. All right, back to those two charges. So those things, they can't even be argued. He's got two charges against him. He's admitted to them both. He's proudly admitted to both of them. And both of them are impeachable offenses. Now, the Republicans are they're trying to distract. That's all they do. You won't hear them talk about the charges. You'll never hear them talk about the charges. All they're going to say is, it's a witch hunt. It's a secretive process. How it's secretive, it's public, it's on TV. Trump's invited to every hearing, and he doesn't show up. This stuff about it's secretive or rushed. The Democrats are following the procedure of impeachment to a T because they know they have to, because otherwise the Republicans are just looking for one little misstep. They're following the procedure to a T. There's nothing rushed. There's nothing hidden. But the Republicans have to come up with something to say. They have to, because they certainly can't argue the two charges because Trump keeps admitting to them. So they have to come up with something. They have to make something up. Oh, the Democrats are going against the choice of the people of this country. No, not against this person, and not against probably 50 or 60% of America. No. Look, I don't care if he's the president, man. The president has to obey the rule of law. Can't obstruct justice. Can't use his office for personal gain. He's admitted to both. I don't think an impeachment is good for the country. It's not something, when it's getting down to it, because it looks like he's going to be charged with two impeachment in the Congress. But when it gets to the Senate, his Republican cronies are going to pull him out of it. And he's not going to be taken down as president. That's pretty much what's going to happen. And then how these Republicans can put this man above their country. They know he committed these acts, and these acts are illegal and impeachable. He's admitted to them. And how they can go against it, they're breaking the law themselves. They're ignoring the law to save their own Republican asses, to get Republican votes. I mean, that in itself says so much about our politics today. So yeah, that's it. You want to argue with me? Talk about those two charges. All right. Have a good day.